Please follow me. I'll show you your car.
Okay, thank you. Super shout out, super friends. This is Fernando. Happy Friday and welcome to Pompeii. Today, Patrick is with me.
Hi guys, shout out.
And we joined a walking tour for this walking tour. It's going to last about 2 hours. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the Pompeii ruins. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to start now, super friends. And ciao, ciao, ciao. Cosmos Scary, that's Kuya. Hi, Kuya. Hi there. And we're going to try to be discreet because we don't want to be kicked out from a walking tour. Just imagine, super friends kicked out from a walking tour.
We need to get over here.
That's horrible. Oh, Sole, super shout out. Oh, mga Pilipino andito. Yee!
Your guide is Sergio.
Okay, Sergio. Hi, how are you? Ciao.
Ciao.
Okay. Good. So this is our guy, Tom Goswa. And thank you so much, everyone. I know it's late. Hi. It's really late, like 4:30 in the morning or 3:30 in the morning, where Tom is. Wow, Cosmo, you know. Mary, super shout out. Yes, Patrick.
Hi. Hello.
So, what are you looking forward to see on this?
Today we're going to see the ruins of Pompeii on the slopes of Mount Vesuvius, which erupted 79 AD, and was a catastrophic volcanic eruption that buried the city, and victims were turned into ash. So we don't really know exactly how this is going to work. So this is a bit of a surprise for us, and we're really excited. You know, it's going to be amazing.
Andres Villanueva.
We have a tour guide.
Yeah, Sergio.
And we're going to take a bus now.
Bus, oh.
Or something.
Okay, you have the tickets, right? So how did we get here to this area?
We took the metro from Viator, where we are staying right now, where our hotel is, and then we took a train.
Another train, right?
Fernando navigated the whole process for us, and it was perfect. Well done, Fernando.
Cause Joe Hernandez, super shout out. Oh, okay. So we took the 2 trains to get here. About 45 minutes. $1.10 for the first train. No, €1.10 for the first train. And then almost $3 for the second one. And now we're here. We're waiting to get in. And I can see the ruins over there already. Right here. There's the ruins.
Oh, really? You're already here? Okay,
Tom
great.
Guzman, Andres Villanueva, super shout out, super friends. Everyone in the USA or America. Most of them are sleeping. Hello. So this is our guide, Sergio. Super friends, thank you so much. I'm sorry. Especially those. Oh, he doesn't like it. The one from America. And the pasta dishes. Barry, hi there. And we have this one given to us by our guide. How do you think?
Ma è zero pure qua. Ed è Sergio?
Ticket, my ticket.
Quella teneva zero tu.
It's $50. It's $16. Okay, can you? So it's $16 to get to Pompeii ruins, but we did get a package. Oh, we need a card.
The turner's on. So we have these little portable headset connected to a... Oh, really?
Thank you very much.
Okay. Let's go in here. Give our COVID.
Can you hear it now? Hi. Okay. Okay.
Okay, we passed security. Oh, we gotta go.
Serio?
Okay. Okay, they checked our COVID passes. And, wow. So actually we are here already, Super Friends. We're right here at the city, right at Pompeii. You can see the ruins. Now I don't. Looks like there's another ticket checkpoint.
Oh, from Indonesia. Mercury. Colleen is from Island. And Cosmo is from East Village. So Leo is from the Philippines.
Well, there he goes. Okay, let's go. Here we go.
We need to be close to Sergio.
Oh, we have tickets again.
Yeah. So we need to stay as close as possible to Sergio. I want.
Nummern drücken.
Okay, Sergio.
Okay. This way.
We paid 50 euros and 75 cents. For this 2-hour tour.
Okay, perfect. Stay in front of me from the first close to the wall until the other side. Little space in the middle. That's obvious.
Hi. This is fun.
Okay, perfect. So, welcome to Pompeii. My name is Sergio. I'm a guide and archaeologist. Today, in a couple of hours, I'm going to show you the highlights of this beautiful town.
Archaeologist.
If you want to continue to explore the town, you can. You have just give me the radio, okay? And in case you get lost during the tour, remember to come back here where is the main entrance of the town. Okay, we are here still outside the city walls. As you can see in front of you, this is one of the 7 gates of the town.
One of the 7 gates.
Around the 8th century before Christ. Later, during the 6th century BC, Greeks and Etruscan colonizations invaded the continent. And Pompeii soon became a clearing station for traffic toward the East. At the time, the city was surrounded by a long river in the south, then was a river Sarno, not far from the sea, with a small right here. After that period, all this countryside was occupied by indigenous people coming from the hinterland. Samnite people. We're talking about the pre-Roman population. At that time, Pompeii became a rich commercial town surrounded by walls, by 7 gates, and exporting all over Mediterranean Sea, especially grain, olive oils, and wine. But after 3 and early Roman when only in 80 that time was the critical mass in this place but not for a long time. Because in 62, after thrice a disastrous earthquake heavily damaged the buildings inside the city. So the following years were dedicated to the challenging job of rebuilding, which was still in progress when the city was completely burned under dense hail of cinders, bombs and ash. on fatal eruption by volcano Vesuvius, when on October 24, 79 AD, about 17 years after the earthquake, the people didn't know that that earthquake was just a word of a future eruption. The pressure lava flow the volcano, causing a big earthquake in this area. After people didn't know that that was a volcano. First of all, it was totally different from today. No eruption for more than 600 years. So the idea that it was a volcano was lost in the midst of consider that it was so huge that the pyroclastic flow ejected up in the sky, caught in our volcanologists more than 15 miles in the sky of ash. The direction was Pompeii. Why this direction? Because of the wind. During that day, the wind blew towards this direction, and this was the destiny of this population.
Okay.
But this type of eruption included different types of surge steps. The first one was rock coming on this way. The people didn't escape. They just found it good shelter in their private home. After a few hours, real volcanic bombs with the heat coming on this way, and the first people died at home. Many roofs collapsed. So they decided to leave, to escape from Pompeii toward the south part of the town over there. Meanwhile, during the day, slowly the ash growing in the town. Surge from the crater totally changed its direction. Where is circulating very, very close to the mountain. So the people escaped from Pompeii, they believed that the eruption was over. Slowly they came back in the town. But unfortunately, the day after in the morning, another surge, again toward Pompeii, this time including heat and asphyxiating gases. And this was the first reason of that death. Just in few minutes, more than 12,000 people died. Okay? After 2 days, all this area was totally buried over 24 feet of ash, about 7-8 meters of ash. And 90% of people died, because population was maximum 14,000 people. Today, we know many details and informations about this eruption, not only thanks our archaeologists and still excavation in Pompeii, but also for a real eyewitness. His name, Pliny the Younger. Pliny the Younger was a very important writer. From the town of Miseno, very close to Naples, he was able to see the eruption, deciding to write on a diary everything he was seeing, like a reporter, like a journalist. So consider that his uncle, Pliny the Elder, was one of the most important captain of a fleet at that time here. He moved from Miseno to Pompeii to save the people with leadership, but he died as well from asphyxiation the second day of the eruption. So after this terrible phenomenon, slowly this area became full of green, full of trees. As you can see, still today somewhere. So during the medieval time. Slowly, after a long time, only at the end of the 16th century, a local architect was entrusted to realize a big tunnel in this area, just like a well need for water for a factory. While he was digging for that well, he found accidentally Roman ruins. Pompeii finally was rediscovered in 1594, the first time, accidentally. Slowly they started the little explorations in this area, but just official excavation in 1714. The king of Naples, Carlo di Borbone, started with a group of soldiers, workmen, the first explorations in Pompeii. I mean, not excavations, explorations. So just for one reason, to take off the precious object from this area, just like a treasure hunt. So this was the only criteria of excavation in the 18th century. Slowly, the sensibility fortunately grew, just very slowly, but it grew after the unification of Italy. Finally, just from 1861, real archaeologists carried on the excavations in a very systematic way with the scientific method. A very big work still in progress. At the moment, they excavated 2/3 of the town. So Pompeii was big, it's big, 165 acres. At the moment, they excavated 100 acres. There are other 65 acres. everything is original. The town of Pompeii, as you can see, was built on the top of a hill, on the lava flow, on the big plateau, the lava flow, 30 meters from the sea level. And they realized the walls, everything was straight within some time. They didn't know that. Unlike the last people, remember, 17 years before the last day, many walls made with volcanic collapse. During that last time in Pompeii, they rebuilt the town when they did just with the terracotta bricks. So where you can see terracotta, means it's the last period of construction from AD 62 to AD 70. Was still in progress when just in 2 days all this area was totally gone. Okay, this way.
Hey Alex. I thought that was the end of it. So this is one of the 7 gates.
About 9 miles.
Mount Vesuvius, the mountain over there, so that's a mountain.
Alright, appreciate it.
Usually the stone in the middle was good to close a door, like a castle. On the right and on the left, enough space for the window to change.
Southern Civil Vibes. So Pompeii is built on a hill. Patrick. So they gave us this gadget and the headset, of course.
The yellow one is too for
What? You learned something, Juliet? Look at all this stones.
Okay, this is the beginning of the main street in Pompeii. In Pompeii there are just 2 long main streets, known as the Decumano inferior along the south part of the town, Decumano superior on the other side. Intersected triangles by many little streets known as Cardo. So 2 Decumani and several Cardo. It's like a perfect chessboard, the typical layout of the Roman town. Okay, but this is not the Roman idea, it's a Greek idea. The Greeks are the first people to realize cities like chessboards, okay? From Hippodamo, from Mileto. Okay, that's why Hippodameus layout. I show you during the tour many shops, houses. This is a commercial town, priority to the shops along the street. And the rich owners, they need of protection and privacy, okay? So it's normal also to find the little shops close to wealthy house. That's another characteristic of the town. There are no districts just for rich owners, middle class, or shops, mixed. As you can see here, for example, this is a shop, and this is a house, a domus, a wealthy house. In cases of the shops, you can see there is a little entrance with a groove in the entrance, like this, just for a kind of a wood wooden folding gate, like an accordion, like a slide door. Inside were little steps to go upstairs, but as you can see, many second stories collapsed. Because during the first day, the ash saved these walls. The second day, when the surge coming from the crater, many walls collapsed. Except for just a rare example of the second stories still standing, okay? Close to this simple shop, you can see a wealthy house. Look, that's the typical layout of a wealthy house. And on the other side, a private garden. More or less was like the cluster of a monastery, you know? The garden in the middle, the columns, and all around was a roof. Now it's gone, but was a roof toward the different rooms. Dining room, the sitting room, the kitchen of the house, and also a section not visible from here, but was on the other side, close to the back door of the house, section just for slaves. Pompeii was full of slaves coming from Italy, from North Africa, prisoners of war, sometimes trying to become free men, working hard for corporation, for public laundry, for rich owners' houses. It was possible to become free, working for a long time. Just the owner of a house or a corporation one day decided to free the slaves, and finally they became liberti. Liberto means free man, possible to do everything. And where is the main entrance of the house? Everywhere you can see the original way to drink. Yes, they drank rainwater. How? The top of the roof that now collapsed was made with inclined wooden beams, starting from the upper part of the walls to the middle, toward the gutter, a little opening to receive the daylight in the morning, but also the rainwater. When it was the rain carried off below into that little pool, and then into another deep tank. Look at that hole. The water carried off below. Close to this little pool was a well to insert the bucket to take the water. The name of this typical cistern in every house was impluvium, and it's important for you because everywhere you can see the impluvium, 99% it's a domus, it's a house, okay? That's a typical characteristic. When it wasn't raining, the slaves of the house going to the springs nearby to get water with buckets, you know? But this is the old way to drink, because finally during the last 2 centuries was an aqueduct. The water came from a long river over there on the other side of the mountain, more than 20 miles long, to bring the water with enough information with a long aqueduct. But the main cistern of the town was on the top of the hill of this town to have enough water pressure for all the town. And they use simple pipes in lead, but pipes, lead pipes, in 3 directions. The pipes toward rich owners' houses, pipes for public thermal bath, and for public fountain, okay? So many people just went to the public fountain with a bucket. The rich owners had the personal pipes at home, but not before. Before, this was the very old style way to drink, okay? And remember that they need of privacy. That's why the main window to collect, so for the daylight was just in the middle of the room, not windows all around. There are many buildings with no windows. The most important was the same one when coming the rainwater. That's why they use the same openings also until the end of their life, okay? Even if they have a pipes at the end of this, you know, the time of Pompeii. And usually the main difference from every house is the sites, okay? There are little houses, big houses, and the decorations inside. This is the simple way for rich owners to personalize the house. Sometimes there are beautiful mosaics on the floor, as I show you later, like beautiful symbols of good luck for them, like the simple animal as a dog. The dog was a symbol of good luck for them. In many cases we have found during excavation a beautiful mosaic with just a little white and black tiles with a representation of a dog, or geometrical shapes, flowers, everything. That's the typical way to distinguish a house from others, to personalize the house, okay? And sometimes these rich owners, they rent out the shops for business reasons. So sometimes the same shop belongs to the owner, it's just one big property, or sometimes totally different owners, okay? Now I'm going to show you the forum of the town, the city center. The forum is a very large square with only several public buildings that surround the forum. It's the only place in Pompeii only for pedestrians. But before the forum, you can see these type of stepping stones. Are you able to see 1, 2, 3 stones in the middle of the street? Why? What are these? What are those? These are pedestrian crossing. Allow people to cross the street without getting wet or dirty. But why? Due to the lack of appropriate sewers network. I told you before that Pompeii was built where? On a big plateau formed by lava flow. Impossible to realize a good system of sewers like for us. No tunnels underground. The only way was to realize sidewalks only for pedestrians and the streets only for carriages and horses. They could pass into between of that stone. Look at that space. It's the same that you have seen below where is the main gate. Standard width for every chariot. The horses just used to step over the little stone, transporting the chariot in between. So open sewers in Pompeii. Imagine the smell, maybe you can ask me. But there were different type of ways to wash the street. First of all, the natural inclination of these roads all around. We are on the top of a hill. Many unclimbed roads, good for them to drainage the water out to the sea, to the river outside. But when this is not enough, because there are also streets perfectly flat, they entrust the slaves. Daily the slaves are house to wash the street in the direction of the water houses. The same was also good thanks to public fountain. I show you later that the public fountain, including a little system, the lower part of the system, where it's a little hole, so the same water to drink coming from the aqueduct, recycling to wash the street, as I show you later. Okay, but there are stepping stones everywhere. 3 in cases of large street like this, or just 1 in cases of cardo, the little street just for one chariot, as I told you before. Well, okay. The cardo are just a simple one-way street. These are the only streets for tourists. Now let's go to see the forum.
What for horses?
Basilica is much generic. Basilica is like big family.
So friends, can you hear? Can you hear us, friend? Because my headset, I'm not using my headset, it's on near the mic of my phone. Very interesting. It's very interesting. Great. Yeah, Joe. And a lot of different tours. This is going to be interesting.
Does this mean this was after the earthquake?
This is the only case where these are the only columns built before the earthquake. Yes,
Okay.
later I show you many other. In that time I was talking about this. Look, this is a very huge building, but when archaeologists excavated, they saw these columns, as you can see now. So what means that this structure was destroyed during the earthquake. Okay, also the roof collapsed, not during the eruption, just before, during the earthquake. Okay, because the earthquake was very huge. And these, still today, at the moment, are the only bricks in Pompeii made before the earthquake, dating back 120 before Christ. In all the Roman Empire, still today, just in Pompeii, they have found bricks so old like that. Okay? The other that you can see during the tour are totally made after the earthquake, unlike this only place. Where are we now? This is the Basilica, but it's not the church. Basilica in Roman time means court. That's the court of justice of the town. Over there you can see the monumental tree named the Tribunal. That was the place for judges, lawyers. Underneath were little Argentari in this place, they took care of the currency exchange. We are not far from the harbor of Pompeii and not far from the government. That was a very strategical position for currency exchange. Indeed, our archaeologists have found many coins during the excavation of this place. The most typical coins in Pompeii before the eruption were 2 ones, asse and sestertius. Consider that 1 asse is just like our 50 cents. 1 sestertius about €2, more or less, okay? And you can see the best decoration of the wall to imitate the marble. An illusion stuff. Look, that's the stuff. This was the simple decoration. It looks like a marble, but it's not marble. Just a simple concrete pattern with the bricks inside. It's a typical solution to save lots of money because marble was expensive. But the real marble is visible in Pompeii. For example, in the forum. So this is not the forum. Many other several that surround the city.
Wonderful.
That's the real marble. You can see beautiful Doric color. The forum is the only system for the but all around the side, you can see the impact. The holes were inserted in the hills. So where archaeologists find also staircase to the upstairs was possible to walk all around with a roof and also a segment in the same way. There are also pre-Roman walls. Everywhere you can see very huge blocks with this type of color characteristic. It's also tough blocks, but very huge blocks. This one in front of me, it's a pre-Roman wall. We're talking about 2,400 years ago, still standing. Okay, now mind the steps, I show you better the nature of the town. The 4th century BC.
Still standing. Oh. Hi, Peter. Edmond. Where is it? So these are the marble ones, Patrick, right? The white ones are marble.
Just that little summit on the right. Look, only that one. Nothing was on the left, just a valley. Because that one on the right is the remain of a super volcano, starting forming 35,000 years ago. Look what happened after only 3 days. On the left, inside that volcano, starting forming a new crater. That's the consequence of the eruption 79. And now it's famous as Volcano Vesuvius. Volcano Vesuvius is only that summit on the left. From here look like one mountain, but try to go on Google Map. You can distinguish very well that that one is a volcano inside another volcano, bigger but now not very high, like as it was 35,000 years ago. The people saw that little summit on the right. But I remind you, no eruption for 600-700 years. They didn't know that was a bomb ready to explode. First of all, it was very fertile, full of vineyards, was green until the top. They didn't know that was a bomb ready to explode, I told you. And they didn't know that the earthquake of years before were just a warning of the future eruption. Now we know, okay? And the one on the left is still active. He erupted many times after 1798, with just a small eruption at the moment. The last one in 1944, March 1944. For a couple of days was just like a little rain of black stones still visible somewhere in the south. At the moment it's the last, but the volcano is still active. Many volcanologists from Naples monitor the volcano. Today, thanks new technology, it's possible to forecast the possible eruption also 2 months before. Okay? But don't worry, for today you are safe. Okay, close to you, you can see building totally rebuilt after the earthquake. That's the new type from and this building was still reconstruction, so never used by these people. The neighbor was the Curia, the place for the Viator, special politician. On the other side, the place for the mayor, uomini. On the other side, other 2 magistrates known as ediles. So there are a couple of magistrates for every function. Okay? In the corner, the specific election. The election were in a little building named the Comitium. The Comitium was as for the public assembly and for the elections, but the right to vote just for few free men, just the middle class and rich people, no slaves, no men. Okay? On the other side, the only side of the forum with a no portico, I mean no roof, where is the big temple of Jupiter, the king of the gods, in the between of the 2 beautiful arches, at that time coated with marble, and also rebuilt after the earthquake. As you can see, many buildings in Pompeii, private or public, were in reconstruction after the famous earthquake of AD 62, 17 years before the eruption. This side of the forum is also pre-Roman. Look at this type of construction. It's very old, like the blocks that you have seen before. So this side is a pre-Roman. The left and the right side is Roman. The Roman preferred to substitute with the new columns made in marble, but in the same design. In this case, they just covered with a plaster stucco, just for an illusion of marble, as I told you before. You can see the remain of the stucco here. Look, at the time looked like white, like marble. Okay, in front of you can see the remain of a basis for equestrian statues, or big stages like this one for speeches to the public by politicians. Okay, and on the other side, close to the temple of Jupiter, later I show you one by one, there are different types of markets. The fish market, the meat market, the cloth market, okay? And today there are also exhibitions in Pompeii, like this one, just to imagine as it was a statue at the time. But this is totally new. This was made by the famous Polish artist Igor Mitorai. He represented the classical Roman statues in a totally personal way. The original statue of Pompeii are usually in archaeological museum in Naples. I suggest you to visit if you have time. And other statues or furnishing coming from the site are in deposit nearby or in the site. Later I show you over there a beautiful deposit of many pots, amphora, good for olive oil, wine. So imagine that this town was full of good production of wine and olive oil, and that's why there are many pots, original, still visible today. Now I'm going to show you another very important temple, the temple dedicated to the god of the sun, Apollo. This way.
Apollo, the god of the sun. Let's go. Laura Valley. Hi, Bella. Look at these columns. Anything here? Oh, major streets here.
Sorry for this music noise, but they are trying for the next volume, for next tour in the night. In the night, usually we have tours, and there are special music, not like this, okay? There are just trying if are good or not, okay? It works. So, this is not the music we usually do in the tours, okay? So we are here, I have the microphone, so I hope you can hear. So, in front of you can see the typical characteristic of a Roman temple in Pompeii, built back 80 before Christ. The most important side of the temple is on the top of the big podium. The podium is this stage. The naos is over there. The naos is the stairs. It's an altar like that. An original altar in marble. Burning the bowel of that animal, just like the the beautiful statue of bronze in front of you. This is the perfect copy of the original one now. Opposite the Diana, God is not the everything is like the new fire. They are fire to the family Apollo was the first god before Jupiter. Before, in this town, the most important temple was this, before the one dedicated to Jupiter, Minerva, and June. So the Capitolium is only in the forum, like in Rome, like in other places of Roman Empire. Okay, and close to the statue, in front of it is an Ionic column. It's just one piece of marble, on the top of which it says sundial. These sundial speak words, indicating the time from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Out with a little stick, a kind of nail, that you can see still today, the shell Look, now are about before midday, and you can see the shadow about 11 o'clock, and you can see it still works. Amazing.
Okay, very good. Is it? 11? Great.
From every place around
He walks fast. He talks fast also. Oh, the mountain looks majestic. It is 11 a.m. That's right.
Now, one of the most important discoveries during the time of the excavation dates back 1863. Yes, because an Italian archaeologist, his name was Giuseppe Fiorelli, while he was digging in this town full of ash, starting from the top, one day he saw empty spaces inside the ash solidified. He understood slowly that that were the cavities left by victims' bodies in hardened cinder. So consider, after a long time underneath the ash, slowly the flesh of the dead people decomposed, release a little space around the skeletons. That space was protected for a long time, but the ash solidified. So when this man, he excavated, he saw that space, he stopped with the excavation. And in a stroke of genius decided to pumping liquid plaster. He understood that were the cavities left by the victims' bodies in hardened cinder. So he filled all that space with the plaster, liquid plaster. After 3 days the plaster solidified. Slowly, with the help of brushes, he excavated all around. And what he saw? The last moment of life of people, plaster cast. Not statues, real people. Inside the bones, still standing. All around, instead of the flesh, you can see the plaster cast of people. After this real genius, still today, we use the same technique. After more than 200 years, everywhere archaeologists find a space, a gap, they fill with the plaster. At the end, they saw humans, animals, or simple objects. Yes, because also the wooden things decompose, release a space inside the ash. Something like doors, wooden beams, plants, trees. So today there are different types of plaster cast, where especially for bodies, of course, you can see the real last breath of the people when they died. Sometimes there are a terrible, sad example, like a dog that was found a long time ago, still linked to a chain, with unable to escape. Little babies sometimes find in the last hug with the mother, with the father, okay? And now it's time also to see maybe one of the most impressive examples, a young boy, a young man, before he died, tried to survive, just covering the nose and the mouth with the two hands, like this. So this is one of the best proof for us that many people died the day too from asphyxiatic gases. As you can see, it's time for you to see the real practice.
Interesting, right? Interesting.
Gods that we had exactly the last moment of life. Just remember that he's not a statue. So why is it in a statues would be one of the worst? So honestly, it's this.
Ah oui, d'accord.
Plaster cast of the belt, plaster cast of the shoes. So imagine all that information just with this incredible technique. On the other side, they almost look like they were a little bit, and over there, the other example, just for simple tree, it's a tree trunk. In that case, they didn't find it inside, just a space that was unattached.
Little child.
Coming from a wealthy house. Okay?
I wonder what those are. What are those? Rocks forms? Walking and talking. Ayan.
The water coming from this little pond, enough space for pipe. But the same water coming out from here to wash the streets. Now you know why. And the fountain are also important to distinguish the districts. Okay? In every fountain you can see a face, sometimes animals, carved into the stone. It's a hand-made work. Look at that, what beautiful work. Just to distinguish the district. Different fountain, different faces, different districts. That's a simple way to try to distinguish the districts. Today, if we did of a new way, the archaeologists about more than 100 years ago, when they understood that Pompeii was very huge, first of all they excavated the city was around. That's why we know that it was 165 acres. And the division of the entire town in 9 main districts, named for us in Latin language regions. Regions are like big districts, but it is still too much big. That's why all the simple region, one of the 9 regions, subdivided in 9 little districts, named Insulae, INS. Island, it's like island. And you can see this is written on the wall today. Look, so we know exactly where are we now. This is the region number 7, Insula number 5, for archaeologists and for the tourists, to identify every single place. Excavated or not excavated. For example, we know that the region 5 over there is not totally excavated, and there are work in progress. Until the last summer, they were excavated and then restored. And they found out the 2 bodies with the same technique. Personally I saw the last plastic cat like the one found in 1863. Same technique. Okay? So Giuseppe Fiorelli, this archaeologist in Neapolitan, was and it's a genius. He's a genius for us because he invented a very special technique. What about the sewers coming from the houses underneath the sides? So where you can see look at the terracotta pipe. Just enough inclination to transport, you know what, out of the house, the manure, the dirty water here. At that point, it was not possible for people to stay here, I told you. Just eyesight was for pedestrians and the streets for carriages and horses. This is a typical cardo, or the other one. Cardo means one-way street. In case it's a one-way street where the maximum In cases of masonry, they 3 or 4 because the street was large. In fact, now, at the end of this street, I show you the north decumano of Pompeii, the north main street. Follow me.
Sewer is here.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And this also the.
You can walk over here.
Oh yeah, this thing here.
Yeah.
And then the carriages are here, right here.
Yeah, I guess they actually slog right through it.
Why? What does this feel? Okay, right? So we'll walk on the sewer. And walk on either sides, like sidewalks. Ayan, Soler, thank you everyone, SuperFriends, for joining us today. Share, oh, thank you. Very interesting information. I think I've seen it in some movies that they walk on the sidewalk. Oh, well, thank you everyone for staying up late. There are 3 stones, so this is a major road.
Do they have the the diamond pattern? Was that decorative, or did they cover that up?
It's a typical work dates back 1st century BC. Not exactly like diamond. It's a typical work named opus reticulatum, like a net. It's very resistant against earthquakes. Because the people knew about earthquakes, they didn't know about eruption. And in fact, in many cases, this type of wall is still standing. It's one of the different Roman constructions. Opus reticulatum is like this. Opus mistum, it's a mix of bricks and volcanic stones. Opus tessellatum, opus many different type of works that you can see somewhere. Look everywhere, you can see the different type. Just the last one is opus lateritium, just with the bricks, for example. Okay, the last type. Opus means work in Latin language. Okay. So you can see how was huge this town. Look on the other side. It's about 1 mile of road, and this is just one of the 2 main streets of the town. Imagine how it's huge. There is a city is very, very busy. You can imagine which area is there. You can see very well the groups left by the Swiss, for example. Also because at the end of that street is another gate, one of the 7 gates that surround the town. These the wheels were made with wood, okay, but also surrounded by metal, iron. So that's the simple erosion of the iron of the wheels after a long, long time. Minimum 5 seconds, imagine, okay? At the end of the street, there are just a little holes, tunnels, one on the right, not one on the left. Because the street is not perfectly flat, it's like a little hill. The upper part in the middle, the lower part on the sides. So the dirty water coming from the houses was just on the side of the street, not in the middle. Today we have an example when it's raining. When it's raining in Pompeii, we saw the water just on the left, on the right. Makes sense. And that's why there are just 2 tunnels to drench the water out to the sea. The sea at the time was much closer. Consider that the eruption just after 2 days added a new strip of land, changing the cost of more than 1 mile. Okay? But the way much closer, we know exactly where was the original shoreline of the town. The good place in Pompeii with something not expensive are the thermopoliums. Thermopolium are just like a fast food, street food. The people wake up early in the morning, so they start the day very early, 6 a.m. or less, 6:30, and they stop at midday for a kind of a brunch, takeaway, not expensive. The thermopolium are evident with big counters, with big pots inserted inside. It's like an old kind of a McDonald's.
Infatti ragazzi di studio arrivano, grazie. Guarda che
90% of the spot is on this side, okay? And the other part is out of the
I know this one.
There are containers.
The poop.
There are the figs, dates from North Africa, some fish, some water, some wine. It depends. In this case, there are just the 3 containers. There are other thermopolium with 10, 15 containers. The one, for example, close to the square. Because still today, if you go to the most important square of a town, you can see at the same moment a pizzeria, McDonald's, Burger King, same thing. And there was different prices, very economic, cheaper price for middle class, for slaves. Some people had much time to spend and prefer to sit down on the bed. There was enough space for table and chairs, okay? Wine was sometimes mixed or with water or with honey. They invented a drink named mullsum, honey plus wine, typical in Pompeii. They also used the typical sauces, like the fish sauce known as garum, typical fish sauce made with anchovies or bowel of fish, you know? And there are many spices, you can see the little steps here, for example, okay? But these are not ovens, these are just containers, okay? When they needed to cook something, was a portable oven inside, just made with a bronze. For example, to cook lentils, fava beans. When the legumes were ready, later they were cooked, they inserted inside these waterproof containers. Or sometimes there are thermopolium with a space to cook inside the counter, usually at the end of the counter. I have an example for you close to us. This way, for example.
So super friends, here's the grooves for the carriage. Yeah, it's here. Ah, grooves for the carriage. Yeah.
Together like a straps, like a pattern. And look here on the left, it's like a little pattern. When I told you before, the length is really inserted inside this with a two containers. Usually we enslave for here or here and they paid, for example, just 1 asse, 50 cents. With 1 asse, they could buy a good dish full of legumes and a glass of wine. Not bad. Remember one thing, that just a few people in Pompeii had the private kitchen at home. Okay, so about more than 50% of people were not private kitchen at home. That's why they were forced to eat something here, just like a takeaway. The slaves, the middle class, just a few owners had the private kitchen at home. That's why there are enough thermopolium for this population, for all this population. Look, it's a very big competition. One thermopolium is here, another not far from here. Look, consider that 83 fast food in all the town, okay? And the sun work here as a waitresses. If the client required, they work as a prostitute. Yes, illegal prostitute. Because in Roman time were official brothel, they pay taxes under the direction of terrible persons, the pimps. In this case, these poor slaves, they work as an illegal but private prostitute, without taxes and without these pimps, okay? If the clients required, it was normal, okay? Also because this was a busy place and was also a good business for these poor slaves, okay?
What is this? What are these again?
Bas relief carved into the stone. Before it was like a wolf, this is like an eagle. Okay, it's not important, just important to distinguish the distance. They join together these huge black stones with iron and liquid lead. Lead still visible today. Lead like the pipes, okay? This is not the original, but somewhere are visible the original pipes in Pompeii. And the same is hole to wash the streets, as you can see. The next place, it's a bakery, a very nice bakery with an oven that is very similar to our pizza oven in Italy, nothing has changed, and the stone mills in the middle. Look at this.
What is this used for? Washing what? check this
one
out.
that moves. Look, see today. Look, the other one fits inside. We have also different names for this. Meta and the Catilus. The Catilus turn around out, inserted inside the poles. Strong poles here, good quality of wood, another on the other side. Usually, where was enough space, like here, tied to the back of the donkeys. The donkeys slowly turn around, grounding the wood, transforming the wood they put on the top in fine flowers coming out from here. Okay? Later, the second step was to mix flour with the yeast with the water in these containers to prepare fatter pieces of bread that look like a cake, you know. And they cook the bread here. Look at this oven. It's like our oven here. It's a place for the fingers, for the wood. That's a good place for the passage of the air, and a big oven to cook many pieces of bread. They also used to sell the bread in the same place, so the production start and finish in the same place. Sometimes archaeologists in the back door of this they will find the remains of the bones of donkeys, because they are stable for donkeys. The donkeys, just in case of enough space. In not enough space, for example here, it's very hard for donkeys to turn around. In this case, just the strongest slaves. A couple of slaves turn around in the same way to transform the wheat in fine flour. Very clever. Okay?
Sorry. The rules. So you turn SuperFriends with a donkey, a wood here, and another wood there. Like that. Walking and talking.
Different types of stones inside. The local basalt. These type of red stones look like a sponge. These are just volcanic stones, eruption of long time before. Sometimes limestone, or this type of tough rock. These coming from area close to Naples. Okay, in Naples. In the north side of Naples, I remind you that we have another super volcano. This one, we know that coming from an eruption of 15,000 years ago. Okay? But people didn't know this. They just used the local rocks to realize the world, to cover with a plaster, with a stucco, or with a fresco. Fresco means fresh, minerals and water. Just the time that the water evaporated from the wall and the minerals were fixed inside. Now you can see a fresco, but the next house including a fresco. On the main entrance of a house I show you the fresco still standing. The most typical color used for the fresco was red, coming from the local mineral cinnabar, okay, red. Or sometimes there are many frescoes made with yellow because of the ochre. Or there are also rare examples, all walls full of blue. The blue is expensive. You can see blue painting just in cases of rich owners' houses, because the lapis lazuli was not found in Italy, but was imported from Afghanistan. That's why you can see that type of blue just in case of rich owners' houses. The next house is famous not only for frescoes on the wall, but for a beautiful mosaic in the main entrance. It's one of the masterpieces of the town, because close to the mosaic of a dog, as I told you before, it's an unusual inscription in Latin language. Just here, archaeologists have found the cave canem, beware the dog. That's why it's very famous. So that's
Beware the dog. Patrick, dandelion. Did you see dandelions? Dandelions? Dandelions. So SuperFriends, the ways we're only on the either side. There. Right, Patrick?
There's the volcano there.
Oh. Yeah, SuperFriends, the carriage in the middle and the waist on either end. Right? So it's deeper, it's higher in the middle. So the waist, I'm saying,
the dog made with beautiful tiles and the description in Latin language, cave canem. Now we know that means beware of the dog. Look at that. And after looking the dog and the mosaic, look at the frescoes on the wall. And over there, look Linea with my stick, the shrine of the house. That's the famous lararium. L'Ararium is like a mini temple. It's like a container for the good spirit of the house. They believe in God, of course, but there are public temples outside and private shrine for every house. L'Ararium coming from Lares. These are the special gods for the house. And usually the L'Ararium is linear with the main entrance, as you can see over there. Look. The original Lares are visible in the Archaeological Museum, are just the little statues to support, for example, horn full of wine, okay? And look at the frescoes on the wall, I told you. A very little target made with the concrete, sand, water, and then the frescoes on the wall. These are just the simple minerals fixed inside the walls, still standing as you can see.
The dog looks ferocious.
Sometimes, as you can see, there are connections with the shops. This is a shop, and that is the house. Look, it's a door. It's a little door, still standing here. Which connects with this house. I told you, sometimes the rich owners, they rent out this shop for business. That's why this shop, or sometimes other on the other side, just belong to one rich property that you rent out for business. Sometimes the rich owners for business reason they also rent out apartment belong to the same big house. Okay?
This is how the bread was made. No metal, right? They stack like that. Oh, where's he? My God, he's quick. Oh, heavy grooves here. Right, where is he? Oh, there. Oh my God, he's quick.
Okay, it's harder to see because usually are inside the counters, but if you look without the counter around, look like that. So usually just the upper part of these pots are visible from the counter. Okay? Okay, we came back to the
Okay. Okay. That's it.
At the end of this road, there are just a simple stone to stop the chariots, okay? Because it's just a pedestrian area. From here, so you can see over on the other side, the north side, the limit of Pompeii on the north side, with one of the 12 watchtowers. Look, because of the attacks coming from the north side, and that's why the need of a lot of watchtowers. That one is one of the well preserved of the town. Okay. After the watchtowers, you can see as it was Pompeii before, just a countryside full of trees, and that was the level before to excavate in Pompeii. Imagine that from that tower to the other side of the valley was just a big countryside, and they didn't know for a long time that Pompeii was here underground. It's very artifact. Okay.
He's done with his speech and he goes, he walks again. So this is a major road or street. Oh, there's the dog. Let's go over here, so friend.
Exactly where are we now? We are very close to the big temple. Close to us here. You can see the original travertine marble slab that at the time covered all the square. And these are two simple pieces of limestone to stop the chariots. Okay? Like for us today, when we go to the most important area for pedestrians, there are just elements to stop the car. The same in Roman time. On the left side, I show you the big market for fish and meat, known as Marcello. Mind the steps.
Thank you.
terrarium and little shrine houses, like the house of the dog that you have seen before. But there are also public ones where people start here and here to pray for God. So these people are
To jest? Bo tu są te...
find the Christians community. That's why these people were pagans until the end of their life. And the most important temple is this one from the capital is Juno Minerva. Okay? But not necessarily a temple of Roman time. So the people of Pompeii, just like at Thanksgiving, for a few years dedicated a small temple in his honor. They compare a simple person to a god. That's the small temple of Vespasiano. In the middle, a little altar in marble, original, where you can see much better. The main priest, just a few minutes to kill the bull for the sacrifice. In the middle is a tripod on the left. She's a beautiful priestess with a long tunic, just to take part of this ritual. And the people all around that waiting to witness the ritual of initiation. Okay? Sometimes with the original piece, we have enough information from the ancient. Roman time was about the religion of this kind of ritual. It's original. Where corporations famed as bulloniche. The bullonici are special slaves just to clean, to sell and to wash the clothes. The owner of this corporation was a rich woman, Eumania. We know her name because of a little street on the other side of this place where archaeologists find the name of Eumania, was a priestess. But these poor slaves wash the clothes in a terrible way. They need of human urine because of ammonia. They take off the urine from everywhere, from little containers they put on the street close to the sidewalks, from the public toilets, and they washed in big basin all together, trampling with the feet like that, washing many times with the urine because of ammonia. Then they follow different steps to wash and wash again the clothes just with a simple water, also with addition of perfume coming from flowers to take off the smell from the clothes. The final step was just to press with special screw press to dry the clothes. That's the only way. I know that was not a lovely job, I know. But sometimes the rich owners, they imported from Africa special camel urine to clean much better. That's it. This is the only
Urine,
place
yes, human urine, and then camel urine.
to sell the clothes, but also public laundry, because usually there are a little only public laundry in several places of the town. Okay, we can leave the phone, the other place.
So it's where they wash. So where they wash their clothes. Sergio.
Another famous house in Pompeii. First of all, because it's very huge. You can again the same characteristic of the house piece before, like the impluvium to collect the rainwater. And in front of you, before the garden was a cabinet. What is a cabinet? It's a style of office. It's not an office. Yes, because it's a bank, in the morning, the area around the in front of you, the main entrance, beautiful mosaic representing the Notre Dame now, but a as you can see, there's a little mosaic in the main entrance, but the entire house is full of mosaics. Look, it's one of the most important, well-preserved houses in Pompeii. There are millions of ones. Okay?
Water. So it's down here, it goes directly to the river or to the sea.
Qui sei nel tuo ruolo di regista
Goddess.
no, e tu la vedi che è lungo le colonne
Tipico simbolo.
Water.
Searching for brothel, there's a specific indication on the ground. That's very funny, but look at this. It's a phallic symbol. Look, his inclination, yes, his inclination indicated that the best way to follow for a brothel is like a GPS of Roman time. The message was like, follow the right way for your pleasure. Don't go to the little brothel, but just worth one brothel over there. Yes. But sometimes archaeologists have found a similar phallic symbol close to the house of rich men. The message is different, it's symbol of fertility, good luck, or sometimes with a funny script in Latin. I remember one for you. Hic habitat felicita. In Latin language just means here dwells happiness.
GPS. Did you hear that? The GPS?
Yes.
Very easy.
Volcanic stones coming from a couple of days in this town during the last eruption. During the World War II, it was not a good year for the people nearby. And this archaeological site was closed, but they excavated before a part of this road. That's why still today you can see these remain, the remains of the last eruption.
There's water there. Poor horses. So I'm sure they broke their legs so many times. Right? Their horses. Because it's not, there's a lot of rules. So when you have broken the ankles, right? Poor condition for the horses here. All these grooves. Another fountain here. And like the shade.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, the grooves here. Look at the grooves. For the sewer. Right, Patrick? For the sewer. Here. There's one more. Sewer. Ooh.
These are not a simple graffiti made by simple people, like sometimes it's possible to find somewhere. But these are official election slogans. That's the typical propaganda for the candidate on one of these municipal offices during May, usually April, May. Right to vote for just few people, but the politician at that time they paid the special scriptwriters known as scriptores. The scriptores they used to work at night because during the day the city was empty. Every man provided light and they wrote the name of politician on the walls during the elections. Sometimes with a special sentence is a standard, like Oro vos faciatis, that just means I suggest you to vote for, and the name of the candidate still visible somewhere. Consider that for new election every year, they have to remove the original election slogans of the year before, just painting the wall with a white background. This is a very important characteristic of the town indeed. The lower part of the walls were still standing are red, but the upper part was white, to change election slogans every year. But these are the last. Every day the people read just the last election slogans dating back April, May of 79 AD. A very long propaganda for this. Okay.
So friends, can you hear okay?
The only place that men share with men, with women, yes, because there are totally different sections. More or less, there are 3 rooms for men close to me inside this place, 3 rooms for ladies on the other side. That's the real spa, is a sauna. Into between of the 2 rooms was a big room where daily, usually slaves, converted the water in steam. The water came from aqueduct with the pipes, and this place is full of original pipes. I'll show you now. And they just turn in the steam with a fire, with wood. In the middle of that place now is on the other side, not visible, but was a very big boiler. So good to transform the water in steam. And that steam was collected where? Underneath the floors of this section. On the right for men, on the left for women. So just one boiler was enough. Because the right side was the other side for women. But moving away from the boiler, slowly the steam on the ground became cooler and cooler. That's why there are 2 rooms close to the boiler named the Calidariums, so very hot. The other room, just because of the different distance, are cooler, named the Frigidarium. And somewhere in the main entrance were just a little pool with the fresh water. The name Frigidarium. Frigidarium. Okay? As for men, as for women. Before to go to these steam rooms, usually they needed to change the clothes, to change the shoes, because imagine the heat coming from the floor. They change them from simple sandals with very deep wooden clogs, okay? For men and for women. This one I show you is the men's section with the Apodyterium. Apodyterium means changing room. You can see here a very rare example of the original roof still standing. So this roof outside is a replica, but the one inside is one of the rare original roofs still standing. Look at this.
Wait, is that original roof? Original roof. The roof. Yeah, this is the original one.
That's original. Just with a little peek, archaeologists were able to excavate this wall to find the original pipe here. And look in front of you. That's 2 by 2. Stay here and look at this amazing roof inside. It's a bar. You can actually. And over there, the original marble and frescoes on the wall. That's the beautiful main entrance for men. Are you able to see the lockers over there? Look, these are the lockers to change the clothes. And on the other side was the steam rooms, tepidarium and calidarium. This first entrance was called the rigidarium, just a little pool. Okay? The frescoes are everywhere. Look, they painted the frescoes everywhere. Also, sometimes were a simple fresco, just a simple panel, but it's original. And walking along this is the portico. This is the portico. That's why exactly beyond this wall was the toilet. On the other side was the place when these cold lakes, with a very incredible heat, they converted water in steam. Okay, and these are the original pipes. On the other side was just a simple toilet, public toilet as for men and for women. And in front of you, you know what is that? This is one of the first original pool in Pompeii. Yes, it's like a swimming pool, Natazio. Later they also invented the heated swimming pool, but this is one of the oldest complexes as for public Pompeii. Third century piece. So the swimming pool is here, and other changing rooms for the pool. As for women, as for men. The one on the left included a beautiful facade with original decoration, with a very typical trick-o-bar effect. On the top, the arch is a bas relief of the god of the sea, all of them is the same. Okay. There were recent excavations in progress, but sometimes when the school excavated that is destination for public, just excavation was understand. Okay, these are students coming from three universities, Naples, okay, Germany, and Oxford.
Where's the bath? Where's the bath for toilet? Use the toilet? Where's the toilet? Wow. Oh, there. It's toilet? You won't take no questions. Sewer. I mean,
but the people are also very, very superstitious. That's why in many cases we ever find just the symbols against the evil eye, work of evil, like it is a fresco close to me. There are represented on the wall with original fresco two big snakes. A snake here, another snake on the other side, and a little altar in the middle. What means? It's a symbol against the evil eye, work of evil. That's it. Okay? Are visible in Pompeii or in public spaces like this, or close to the shrine. Just a little fresco representing the snake's sword and altar, like in this case. But where are we now? This is the only place in Pompeii where archaeologists ever find a building with erotic paintings inside. So it's identified as a brothel. Maybe this is the only official brothel in Pompeii. And makes sense because here you can see a little bed, a stone bed, covered at this time by a mattress with a straw inside, where work a prostitute. Just one prostitute here, another 5 rooms on the other side. So this was like a little reception of the brothel. Also because it's another phallic symbol inside the wall. Look at that. This is not a sundial, okay? So this is a phallic symbol representing the Prostitutes call the people here. Sometimes they call the people with the kind of animals, like the wolves, okay? The nickname of prostitute indeed was lupe. Lupe means she-wolf, and lupanare means brothel. The next one is the official lupanare found at the moment in Pompeii. And I show you now this one.
Heavy grooves here.
If you want to take picture, you can, but not flash, okay? You can touch the walls, but you can see the walls. Take picture, do not flash. The erotic paintings are all around the rooms. 5 rooms for 5 prostitutes, usually women slaves. On the top, the house of the people. Trams protect of prostitutes. So this is identified as the only brothel visible in Pompeii official at the time. We know at the time were many legal brothels. The erotic paintings were identified like a menu for the clients. They choose their favorite position of law, just looking to the walls.
So we can touch Look at the heavy grooves here. Right?
The grooves, yeah.
Yeah. It's only one way this high.
If you had a chariot, you would like it stuck in the grooves.
Right? This way is very. It's only one way.
This is the best preserved.
Some bedroom, one bed. This is not a bedroom here. Bedroom, made of stone, a small bedroom. It's uncomfortable. Here.
E all'interno della prima camera qui si vedono anche dei graffiti sulle mura, giusto per farvi vedere, guardate i graffiti, dopo vi parlo anche dei graffiti, dei graffiti però i graffiti che vedete qui nella prima camera erano utilizzati come un feedback. Nella prima cameretta i graffiti sul muro era diciamo perché poteva lasciare dopo aver goduto del menù, potevamo lasciare un po' per dire il nome della ragazza, il prezzo che aveva dato e se valeva il nome.
Sì, TripAdvisor.
Sì, TripAdvisor, esattamente. Signori, prendete il vostro tempo, ma fretta perché c'è un po' di fila, quindi prendiamo molto tempo. Si esce dall'altra parte, non si sa, senza vedere così, entriamo usciamo dalla parte. Se buono,
Mauro, oh, we lost them? Oh, we lost them. My God. He walks and talks really fast. That's great.
battery pack in here?
Yes. Yes.
The people died the first day, died at this level at all. But after one day, the people escaped from Pompeii. When they came back, the town was full of ash, and the level of the ashes was more than this level. So when the people died from the heat coming from the volcano, the people died at this level. And if you excavate from the top, the first people that you find are the people died at the day 2. So he found that the plaster cast of these people here, right here, 4 people. Okay? Also with the coins, key for doors, close to the skeletons, and he filled with the plaster. After 4 days, ready the first plaster cast of people by Giuseppe Fiorello. This is for us is just like a nickname, Road of the Skeletons, because this is the first place when archaeologists found the plaster casts.
Their houses were gone.
She was touching it. Oh, major road.
Questo era il quartiere
We were down here.
Venite ragazzi.
Let's go.
Allora, che cosa andiamo a vedere adesso? Sono le terme della piana. Andiamo a visitare il concetto che hanno i romani è molto diverso dal nostro.
Noi quando è che andiamo a vedere?
Then I found Italian free.
I remind you that Cardo are just the little streets. Just in this case, the Cardo is large like the Decumano. Because when they start to realize the street of a town, first of all, they realize the first main streets. With inclination west, east. As you can see, that's the west, that's the east. But just one is important in the middle of the street. That's now to realize so the Cardo maximum, north and south. Okay, that's the north, that's the south. This is the place where Pompeii is split in 2 sections, the west from the east side. So in this moment you are just in the middle of the south of Pompeii. Okay? Close to you, you can see an hydraulic tower. Remember, the most important system when they invented the aqueduct was on the top of the hill over there. You have enough water pressure. But sometimes the water pressure was too much. That's why they invented a special hydraulic tower to contain the water pressure coming from the mountain. The pipes, in this case, just in this case, coming up to this tower against the gravity to lose the pressure inside and go slowly to the other side for this fountain. That's another clever invention from our time. You can see again the Viator. We are nearby again the theater district that I show you now. But before the theater, I want to show you a beautiful house that was recently restored just 1 year ago, was inaugurated, and I hope that it's very new for you. It was new for me 1 year ago, imagine for you. This house is not the biggest of the town, because the biggest house not means the best house, okay? It depends what kind of decorations are inside. This house that I show you now is full of fresco, and you can see finally as it was the roof. The archaeologists were able to see the whole where inserted wooden beams, a very good reconstruction as it was the roof. Okay, so only the roof is rebuilt, but the house is original, as I show you now. Okay, work for me for about 5 minutes to see that house. Right, two sections. Now, these roses that are very well. There are just two main functions for these halls. One very simple, just like a parking for animals. So good to tie a rope to animals like dogs, donkeys, mules, horses. For example, when the people stop 2 minutes to buy something in these shops. But also good for the same owners. When it was raining, for example, they inserted very huge poles and provisory tent, waterproof, to cover the passengers when it was raining.
Oh, great. One of the 7 gates. Stone. Grates made of stone. Real.
Adesso neanche con un assegno in bianco che ritrova che tutto non facciamo servono praticamente per quelli che fanno manutenzione, pulizia, avere un riferimento per fare i lavori. Per esempio, sapere che questa è ho affittato e questo è l'ingresso di una di queste case. Uno che abitava tantissimo di quello, qualcuno di fuori città mi chiedeva il suo indirizzo, non c'era un nome.
Excuse me.
I suggest that if you want to continue your tour, you get back here along that way. It's a beautiful house here. On the other side is the garden of fugitives. Another place when archaeologists have find 13 people all together. It's the only place in Pompeii where you can see exactly where archaeologists have find the bodies. They just protect that garden with the glass, and we can see exactly where they found the people. And walking for other 5 minutes, the Amphitheater in Pompeii, the famous place when gladiators fought, okay? It's not included in our tour because it's so far from here. But later, when we finish over there, you can back here and follow this route if you want, okay?
Ooh, okay. Interesting. Nice.
And look at it was, I don't know if just with my simple description, more or less, you have imagined this, but now you can see exactly as it was. Look, the wooden beam to support the tiles, a gutter in the middle, and just a space for the light, daylight, and then the rainwater into the basin below. Same size, okay? Close to you, you can see a little room for the caretaker of the house, a kind of guardian who received the clients before they talk with the owner of the house, the tablinum. The tablinum usually is in front of the entrance, but in this case it's on the right. That's the simple small room that when the owner receives his clients. And look at the frescoes on the wall. These are perfect original frescoes. So now you can see exactly what the people saw on the wall. Not the simple panels rather, but different type of decorations. It was a really team of artists. The first to prepare the wall, the second to realize the outline of the figure, the third was the real artist, able to represent with enough skill the most important subject in the middle of the wall. I told you that they have to work in a hurry because the water in 12 hours evaporated from the wall. So they just choose a section of the wall to complete in one day, and slowly they carried on the frescoes in other days. As you can see, in about 1 month, more or less, all these frescoes were completed. Okay? Frescoes everywhere, in different style, in different technique, but everywhere. Okay? And I told you, this was just like a waiting room, a kind of business place. The real private section was around the Paris style of the house. Look at this. The statues, the coins for the King of Naples, and we are lost forever the middle of this wall until the last room over there. So it was just necessary to just change to excavate here, but they didn't know that the house here was open. So it's just important to realize the tunnel, and we are lost forever these walls, together with the frescoes over there. Just to now is part of the history of excavation. It's done, you know, it's impossible to cover now because it's done. But just consider the different type of excavation in 18th century and after the unification of Italy, totally different. Okay? Close to me you can see also the simple kitchen of the house. It's just a campo. On top of the campo there lies a triangle. A triangle enough to space for the fire. And just here you can see a little hole for the But look at this. Before you have seen a big election slogans. These are simple graffiti, an inscription made by a man of 2,000 years ago in this house. We don't know words, but this sentence is very special for us. It's so beautiful. I translate for you. Lovers like bees live a life as sweet as honey. It's written here. It's a famous graffiti in Pompeii. And these are the famous cubiculum, because sometimes look like a cubicle. And these are the pendants of the Roman people. Unfortunately, you can see this has a hole in the middle, but you know, it's not. But my part of the fresco is standing. Okay?
Where are their holes?
Imagine this place with candles in the night all around. Also with the artists or the actors for small performances, personal travelings and comments during the long banquet. So this is the dining room known as a triclinium. Why the name is a triclinium? In Greek language, triclinium means 3 beds. Yes, because just very patrician or rich owners that prefer to have a dinner lying on beds. Where about, don't stay close to the door, sorry. Yes. So usually we have 3 long benches close to the wall. 1, 2, 3. About for 3, 4, 5 people. Usually they prefer to stay on the left side. That was better for digestion. Just like this, with the left elbow resting on a pillow, with one hand taking the dish, and with the other hand they ate, or using silver spoons. They start the dinner with the simple food like dried figs, dates from North Africa, olives, chestnuts, walnuts. They continue sometimes with roast ostrich with honey, roast lamb, live fish from this area, local wild boar, and fruits like apricots and grapes, and lots of wine, you know? They used to mix the wine, I told you, or with the water or with the honey. And in the middle were just little tables made with bronze, with the marble, with the 3 legs. At the time the tables were made not with the 3 big legs, or just one thick in the middle. Sometimes in the shape of lion paws, a symbol of power, okay? Triclinium is the name of that kind of bed to eat, but also the name of the entire room. Because in Latin language we have a specific name for every room of the house, for every section of the house. So triclinium, peristylium, cubiculum, impluvium, atrium. Okay, just different type of names. And there are beautiful frescoes on the wall. You remember what I told you before, the lapis is expensive. You can see blue paint just in case of rich owners' houses, like in this case. Look, the blue color on the wall. In bronze to compare to measures. Everything is original. This is just a little example what archaeologists find during the excavation of this house a long time ago. And I told it was restored hardly 1 year ago. This house was closed almost for 10 years, just to restoration. And just 1 year ago they opened again to see exactly as it was. Okay? And look at this beautiful object. I show you both, but consider that the small theater is much better preserved. This way.
trees are so beautiful. The mountains. Theater.
Look, at the time, the different type of piece was in the sense of but at that time, usually politicians, special people, they paid for this type of spectacle. So usually the other is they just divided this area into three sections. The lower part, the steps just for the VIP people, politicians. In the middle, they need the class for politicians, merchants, and the upper part. There are also indications of the first two classes. Below, for example, is a griffin. The lion pose and eagle wings, representing the wealthy people. If you see on the other side that the griffin is much better preserved, look at the other griffin on the other side. You can see very well that it's a perfect griffin. And in the middle, the other atlas statue, representing the middle class. So these are the two statues are better preserved. Look, the griffin is the first one to indicate rich people, and the other one is an Atlantis in Capro, representing the middle class. But there are also special boxes for rich women and politicians, like this one on the top of the entrances. There are also steps to see these boxes, tribunalia, just for you rich women and politicians, like the famous Eumachia. If you remember, Eumachia was the owner of the market of clothes. And at that time, the Odeio is a musical dish with presents and entertainment. First century, 2 centuries before, they have built an capacity of 5,000 people. The larger theater I showed you for comedies. This way.
Hi, see this. Super show, everyone. Super friends.
Also, these was divided into 3 main sectors. And today we have imitation of original halls. At the time, the halls had to respect the existing code, supporting what? The velarium. The velarium was just a simple chain divided in 10 to cover the people from the sun. Okay? So just a velarium, because this is too much living, probably with the roof. Okay? The seating capacity was of about 5,000 people. But at that time, only men in the Prince's theater. Consider that for women, roles men dressed like women, with the theatrical masks to cover the faces. There were typical Roman and Greek tragedies and comedies. The best playwright of the time, like Plauto, Terenzio, Menander, and many others. And also local tragedies, represented by local people and actors coming from Rome, from areas around the Greek. And the city capacity was about 5,000. The lower part was built as a group, just like but was built in the domes in the first centuries. The other one with the same circular shape is the equal dome. This space in front of you is a large space. It is defined as a foyer. I mean, the place where the people could work and converse waiting the shows, waiting the spectacles. The acoustic inside this theater is perfect still today. That's why after the excavation, still today, sometimes in the summer night, we have spectacles, usually from July to September. Like a very famous spectacle, September 1991, the famous voice, Frank Sinatra, yes. 6 years ago, instead, a spectacle, a concert with Elton John. Elton John is here, yes. And also the Amphitheater in Pompeii on the other side, if you want to see later, hosted a very famous concert. It was not exactly a concert because it was without the audience, just the staff, the band, and the camera. You know what? This one,
Oh, yeah.
Just in 1971. So many people want to see here the Amphitheater just for this reason. On the famous concept of Pink Floyd, okay? But don't confuse theater with Amphitheater. The Amphitheater at that time was for gladiators. The theater just for this type of spectacles, tragedies and comedies. Okay, now my tour it's over. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Okay? Just remember my name if you want to give me a good review about the visit tour. Sergio, it's my name, okay? Have a nice day. Yeah, just give me the video. Thank you very much. Okay, if for you it's enough and you are tired and the exit is here, okay? Just straight on, you can find a little gate. At the end of the gate, if you want to see a little museum in Pompeii, you can read the Antiquarium, okay? Antiquarium, just walking for 5 minutes on the right. If you want to go out, straight on directly to the main entrance, okay? Or if you want to come back, I told you where is the road to see. Welcome to see the Amphitheater.
How do we get there, Sergio?
Sorry?
How do we get there?
That's the steps to go directly to the main entrance where we start the tour if you want. Short way.
Oh, so there's no...
Thank you, thank you.
Grazie. Oh, there's Patrick. Penelope, super shout out. Edward, James. Monica. Soleil, thank you for staying, everyone. It's really interesting. That's Patrick. Oh, here. The steps. So we're going to see the big theater. He said 5,000 people. And only men were allowed. Oh, you have to return that. You have to return that. Huh? You have to return it.
Oh, I do. You're right. Take this.
Yeah. When we get out. When we get out. No, when we get out.
La parte bassa di questo teschio era quella principale, la media cavea e poi c'era l'ultimo anello, quello più alto, che era utilizzato in non potevano andare a teatro, prima dell'imperatore Augusto era proibito. Poi con l'imperatore Augusto si aprì un po' la mente, donne non potevano bere gli alcolici.
Le donne non potevano sforzare liberamente, io sapevo questa cosa.
Sì, potevano, ma non convenivano.
The columns. Are these columns attached or they're just on top of each other?
They're attached. Okay. And in most cases, I don't think they would have spent time re-erecting them if they didn't think they belonged together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't know.
But what are all these holes, Patrick? Windows? Okay. CB, super shout out. Oh. Ooh. Well, that's what I call a walking tour. Right? He will walking tour, he walks and talks, you know.
Yeah, that was a lot of work. And but we are really lucky we had perfect weather. It's not too humid.
Mm-hmm.
It's thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. What?
It's dry.
That was a
Nice
perfect
breeze.
that was a perfect example of a walking tour of a streamer. Right, super friends? Penelope super shout out. Right? But he he talks really fast and walks really fast. Ooh, really impressive. Yep. A great a walking tour. And the mountain is over there. Super friends, I have found many Roman coins and brooches close to my house there. God, area, great. Maybe man walk on them need to exchange them. But the theater is well preserved, or they renovated it? The seats. Yeah, super friends. The Viking Sophia, super shout out. So we are surrounded by mountains. Now we can see the mountain or Mount Vesuvius much clearer here. Because from Naples, it's very hazy, or maybe because it's early right now and the sun is out. Land close by, we found old dishes. Zymex, super shout out. There, we'll go through that gate. The rooms are small, and the brothel house, the bed was tiny. Ilgerber 3 feet of ash. They didn't lose as much as the Romans have found one Viking object. Edward, Colleen, yes, it is amazing here. So impressive. And what is more impressive, super friends? Mount Vesuvius. Yeah. Small people, you think so? Yeah, but they're kind of, I'd say that the beds are small. And the rooms are not huge, right, super friends? There, Mount Vesuvius once again. Ephesus in Turkey, which was awesome also. For sure. Great, Edward. Quiet now. On the other side, there was actually steam coming out of the mountain. God, I'm excited to end the stream or to get out of here, because there are restaurants. They serve pasta of every kind. So
e poi abbiamo il teatro che attraverso la catastrophe
yeah, we head out, we go back to Naples. Miguel Gonzalez, wow, 800.96. Super shout out. Right. So walking tour. Let's go. Yeah. Was invented here, started here. 79 AD. Unbelievable, really? Right? Nicholas, Prasad, super shout out.
The only reason we really know is because Pliny the Younger, who witnessed it, wrote down like a reporter an account of the
What was
explosion.
happening.
Yeah.
Right? So there was an earthquake before the eruption.
That's right. There were a series of earthquakes. One big one that required the city to be rebuilt quite extensively. It was supported by Vespasian, Emperor Vespasian, which is why a temple was erected in his honor during reconstruction. But they had no idea that we were on the slopes of the volcano.
Okay. Oh, what I was saying is that you cannot prevent an earthquake, but the volcano eruptions you can, right? Is that right?
What was that?
You cannot prevent an earthquake.
Yes, that's right.
I thought that was what I was trying to say earlier.
Yes.
But you can prevent now the volcano, the eruption.
I don't believe you can prevent it.
No, I'm sorry. You can predict.
Oh, predict.
I'm sorry. That's what predict. I'm sorry.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
You can predict an eruption.
Well, there
but
are different kinds of earthquake, and I think you can kind of predict some earthquakes. Sometimes. Watch your step, Jesus.
Yeah.
Going down is harder.
But you know why the wind? There's no wind. What are those holes in the room?
Well, my sense is that they would be holes for beams to support a ceiling or a roof.
No, there are holes. There
Holes where?
holes between the rooms.
Oh, that were dug out. I think. Didn't he say that that was part of the way they were excavating in the 18th century, 1730s, when Charles Berman ordered the area to be excavated for priceless objects. So they just would find a room, dig a hole, and then try to access it in another room. And so, it was really haphazard and a mess.
Rooms have no windows then.
I think that's right. All of the rooms faced into the courtyard, and so
Right, courtyard.
it's sort of like a monastery.
Yeah.
They're walled, protected on the outside, and all the rooms faced inward.
The courtyard.
The courtyard for
For
some
ventilation.
That's right. So
But do you notice how
some of the room, if you notice, one had a window.
that's at the beginning. That's the servants. I don't know. That's the servants' quarter.
You know, I don't know. I missed his description of that.
So Patrick, earlier we were talking that the ways, they're actually only. Well, how do you get home? Oh, there's another gates. This is one of the 7 gates here, right?
So we look here.
No,
I
this.
think the entrance is over
Yeah, that way. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's go down this.
So SuperFriends, the ways like on either end, there on the corner, on the side. So the carriage, the horses, they don't actually stomp on them. But still, it's really. Let's go. The Romans actually had glass in windows. Some of them also glass vessels. Right here, grooves here for the carriage. Right? But still, it's really stinky here. Right? And then you walk on the side. You can smell it for sure.
Yeah, right. Right. So a lot of the sewage emptied directly out of the from the toilets of the houses right out into the street.
To the river or the sea, right? So carriages are in the middle, of course, right? And it's downhill for natural draining of the thing, or it goes directly to the river or to the sea. Oh, look at the grooves here. Yeah, poor horses. Because there's a lot of grooves here, or a lot of grooves here.
It's amazing to see these grooves that were made by carriages thousands of years ago.
Yeah, yeah. Here, look at all these grooves. Yeah. So, I'm guessing, I'm sorry, SuperFriends, I cannot see the screen. It's dark. It's probably a lot of injuries for horses.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I can imagine.
Look at that. Because look at all this.
Poor horses.
Let's see.
Look at that. Right. I forgot what these are for.
No, some of these are modern. So I am trying to figure out how to get out.
No exit.
It's not that.
Yeah. There. Exit there. Or bathroom.
Yeah, straight ahead.
Huh?
Straight ahead, I guess.
Yeah, straight here, straight ahead. This is why. So this is a major street. Oh, caramba.
Careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
Look at the sidewalk.
big stones here with roots.
And woo!
They're clearly original stones.
So it's carriage. Chariot. Right? He said chariot, right?
He did. He said carriages and chariots and.
Oh, I want some pasta.
The city is divided into two.
Here, yeah. This is,
So this is
the
the
east
big
and the
main
west.
road.
Ooh, super friends. Yep, how are you? I hope everyone is having a great day or enjoying the stream.
We're a little bit out of breath.
Because it's uphill and downhill and uphill and
Yeah, it's a lot of
downhill.
walking. It is definitely a walking tour here.
Yeah, so this is not very conducive for older folks, Blue. Right?
That's right. We are some auto accessories. All right, now let's just. We think that they've had a sign here.
Sign. We're trying to get out. I think it's straight ahead. In the mountain over there, super friends. Maybe this exit. Hi, ciao. It's like being
Says exit back the way we just came from.
here, Porta Marina. Amphitheater. Here, pass in the middle. And this is Marina's that way, and Amphitheater. How did we get here? The gate.
I think it's
But that is going to. Ay, caramba, we're lost. Marina? Marina's that way. Okay. What about the Trambia?
I didn't realize there were multiple exits.
I don't want the eruption to.
Well, if the forum is over this way, which I think it is, then we know where we're at. When we came in quickly to the forum. Now, when we go to Rome, the forum is going to be. You're going to see the real.
Another walking tour.
That is an amazing. That's an amazing experience.
I'm doing a walking tour, but I joined a walking tour, right? A walking tour within a walking tour. Yeah. And he showed me how to do it. Non-stop talking.
On the sidewalk,
Right. Oh, right, super friends. That's how you do it. That's how you do a mean or what do you mean? That's how you do a walking tour. And oh, Patrick, what is going to happen tonight?
What's that?
What's going to happen tonight?
What do you mean?
There's another your
Antiquarium straight ahead.
antiquarium.
Casa della Parrucchiera.
Where's pasta?
Lupanare is where the prostitute, the brothel is. We're gonna go
What
straight
about
to the
anything that says pasta? Here, we're eating pasta. That's right, this way. Eating pasta, lasagna. Well, Patrick was going to happen.
friends. Just so you know, Fernando is been eating pasta non-stop since we have got here. And
Well,
and gelato too, right?
when you're in Rome, do as the Romans do, which is eat pasta. Wait, then we have to reach the civilization in less than 10% of our battery.
We're definitely at a higher elevation. It's a little bit.
Patrick, please quickly tell us what's going to happen tonight.
Yeah, I don't really know. I'm trying to figure that out exactly, but my suspicion is that there will be a dinner for the artists at the gallery.
So there's going to be an art gallery opening tonight in Naples. It's a group show, and Patrick is one of the artists.
Yes.
And we're going to stream. Oh, there. Yes, super friends. If we find our way back to Naples, considering there's no eruption that's going to happen in the next 2 hours. And after I eat my 3 bowls of pasta dishes,
Then we'll have a different kind of eruption.
right?
But we don't want to talk about that.
We have to get out of here.
Oh boy, it's hot.
And everyone, especially for people, everyone actually, super friends. I know it's late in the America, South, Central, and North. Grazie. Oh, uphill. And Soleil, Southern Cebu. Every super friend here. I feel like I'm Sergio, talking and walking. Yeah, I won't. Yeah, no question. I mean, I won't take any questions, right? I'll do my thing. I'll do my thing. I'll walk and talk, and I don't care about the viewers. The screen is blank. Super friends, we need to reach the exit in less than 5%, or the forum, right? Come on, let's go. Look at all.
Through an ancient forum.
Yeah. Can you believe that, super friends?
That looked somewhat as though it did in the year 79.
Oh, Jotomarikasai. Super friends, there.
Mount Vesuvius.
Mount Vesuvius.
There he is.
Right?
Now the Italians use the word definitive article.
Bellissimo.
It's a masculine definitive article to describe a volcano. So do the Germans. They have vulcan.
So
masculine.
this one survived the test of time, or the eruptions.
This is new. This is not ancient. This is a modern art sculpture.
Oh, okay.
The statue. I mean, that's not.
But what about the pillars, the posts over there? The
Everything
marble,
else, I imagine, is.
right?
Then you have the marble
The marble, yeah.
side. You have the Doric columns on the bottom.
Yeah. And this is, and then the details here. Let me just check this one, Patrick. Okay.
Sorry.
Mount Vesuvius, majestic. Patrick, let's go.
12,55.
That's some thick wall, or arch. What there is. And this is marble. Marble. Excuse me. Super friends, thank you so much for joining us today.
Are we signing off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes. Super friends, thank you for joining us today. This was a major experience for us, and we are so happy to share it with you. We're very lucky to be here. It's
Mountains over there. Oh,
Ru-
you want to go over there quickly?
well, we need to get back. I mean, well, you want to look at really quick?
Yeah.
Before you sign up? Okay.
Although we're rushing to get out, it's like
No, pasta dishes are waiting. I've been dreaming of pasta. Ooh. And there's a statue over there. You see that, Patrick? Oh wow, 7 o'clock. Pasta, guys.
Oh, that's
Let's go.
There's a lot of modern statuary has replaced it here, which is nice, but you have to be aware of the fact that it's
Okay.
modern, not original.
But this is original, and this was built after
Yes.
the earthquake. Wow. Poor Pompeii. Well, yeah. Exit. Exit. Oh, exit over here. Yeah. Hi, ciao. So this is the gate we came from or entered. Oh yeah, one of the 7 gates. Yay! Oh, fantastic! So what is that at the foot of the mountain?
You mean the city there?
Yeah.
I actually don't. It's a good question. I mean,
Yeah.
we're on the opposite side, so the bay is this way straight ahead, and then Naples is over there to the right. So back here would be various other cities further out from Pompeii.
So there's civilization at the foot of the mountains now.
Well, it's all over the place, yeah.
But how come this one is? Oh, they preserved this. Well, moderators, non-moderators, excavators, enumerators, alligators, lasagna, fettuccine, Alfredo,
Spaghetti,
tiramisu, vongole.
Vongole.
Vongole, what else? What is, come on, help me out here.
What's good, I mean?
Exit.
Very good. Like,
And we need to go where? There are rest. Pasta. Janice, I see you. Tiramisu, yes. Oh, yes. Fusilli, fasul. What else? Pasta. Give me pasta dishes.
pasta dishes.
Biscotti.
We're gonna find out soon. We're gonna have a whole list of different types of pasta dishes.
Today,
Oh,
be kind, be merry, be safe.
Fernando's ready to sign off, everybody. Okay.
I love you 8 times a day. We love you.
Super shout out to
Hits the with like a big pizza pie.
guacamole.
When the
That's some more.
when you dance down the street with the cloud out your feet,
That's
stars shine when the stars make you drool like a
that's some more.
Pasta puzzle. That's when the moon hits your eye like a big pasta pizza pie. That's more.
Hey, do you know the one? Hey, kumbara.
Hey, come, no.
Martin.
Oh, Dean Martin.
All right.
Dean Martin sings.
Oh, I'm
Yes,
going
yes.
to learn that.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's perfect. That's what we did.
That's
What is it called? Do you remember? It's like
I don't. I just know it's Dean Martin.
Dean Martin.
You know.
Thank you, senora.
I don't think we're going the right way.
Oh wait, which exit? That way exit, right? We're trying to exit.
Exit.
Yes. Good. So this aquarium, antiquarium.
Exit. Yeah, okay. Here. Here, books. Oh, this antiquarium. Daddy, are we going up, back up?
The GPS and the pictures in the
Sorry. Yeah, that way to Marina. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, it's amore.
Drive the SuperFriends crazy, and that's
Swedish exit. Here.
Oh yeah, it's right up here. So we should have gone through the gate. This is very nice though.
Yeah. Pause. Ambrose. That is so true, Ambrose. It doesn't look like they have any fish there. The antiquarium.
Well, that's so. Antiquarium would be just like a museum for antiquities or antique objects.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's not an aquarium. I mean, my sense is.
For
Again,
artifacts?
it's like a museum of antique objects and artifacts.
But where is the pasta shop?
You'll probably find some of the cast bodies in there that we talked about.
That's true.
So what I didn't realize is that none of the bodies are really preserved on site, except for that one site, that one room,
Which we did not go to.
which we did not go to.
You
But
did
it would have meant retracing our steps back. Then we're so here we are.
So those are not.
Now we have made a full
The
circle.
bodies there, like the child and the boy.
Yes.
So what are those?
So those are plaster casts of
Okay.
the
And where's the real body? Buried.
you know,
What do you intuit?
exactly the process, I don't know. So the bodies were incinerated, and what was left was just like a hollow.
Oh. Okay, Super Friends, this is now the end of our three. I'm going to have 3 plates of pasta.
Oh my God, the restaurant's packed.
And the naranja. Okay, we're going to say goodbye now.
Yes. Bye, everybody.
Salamat.
Ciao from Napoli and Pompeii.
I hope you enjoyed that, Super Friends. Salamat, and we love you.
Salamat.
Rod, Karamba,
Super shout out.
Salamat. I will see you tonight. Patrick's gallery opening. We love you. How many times?
1,000 times.
1,000 times. 79, 80 times. 80 times. Salamat. Goodbye. See you tonight.
Bye.
Miguel, CB, Penelope, Bella, and Soleil, Tom Guzma, Ambrose, Peter, who else is out there? Miguel again, Monica Erickson, Marie, super shout out, and Cannoli. Of course, Cannoli. Super shout out. Goodbye now.